So, change of plans. I continue to have the same codes I had before. Here it is out again. If you see right there, that's that harness that has those things I referred to. For sure got a little steamy up there. I'm gonna get some of that going and then we'll see where we end up. Ended up getting a new harness from GM. It was about $580, but brand new. Everything matches up with the harness I had in the car. I didn't really find anything that was very obvious with the old harness, so I'm hoping this is the actual fix because this was a lot of work to not have the actual fix, but it was a little crusty and a little burnt towards the top there. That goes above the bell housing. So we're gonna get that back in. Hopefully it's not too hard. I've thought about it for a week or two now, how to do it. And I think I'm going to start at the bottom, fish this end up, and then fish all of that way. After that, then I don't think I could start it without having the transmission and bell housing back in. I don't know if I want to or not, but I would need that entire harness back in. So gotta get the harness in, then the transmission and the rear subframe and all that back in, connected, and hopefully everything works as it should. Guess there's only one way to find out, so gonna get started. I think I'm just going to put some music on and just lock in and get it over with. So I've been ticking around for the past couple hours. It has not been half an hour, 1 hour, it's been like 6. Got the entire harness in, got everything routed here up to the ECU, which is these 3 plugs go to the main harness. Everything sorted out here. This is the new harness. Plugs into there, ground here. Organize this so I think I have it right. I think I have to flip one of the harnesses, which is actually the transmission harness one. Needs to go above this, I think. Right now the engine's tilted back, but I think it goes above this because it goes above everything else. That one right here, which is the transmission. Got the supercharger on, need to put the lid, need to put the bolts. I noticed that the actual harness, the new one from GM, literally these like connector clips here that are on the wiring harness are upside down. If you look at the original harness that I cut off, these are facing this way, connector on this side, and they're facing down because they go onto the, I think they go on the supercharger lid. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know how that happened. I guess that's one fuck up on GM, but so got all that sorted. This is a little short. This is a little weird too. Like this on mine is upside down. So I don't know if I have it backwards. It's definitely not on the wrong side of the car, but I don't understand how I could have this twisted any other way unless it is wrapped on the inside or something. I don't know. So that's figured out there. I got the belt on. I got some of the dry sump lines, I think, put on. Waiting on a cabin filter, and then I'll put the coolant tank. On this side, got everything sorted. The harness goes to the power steering, and it goes to the ABS. Has a big connector here, has a ground here, has a hidden sensor down there. For this side, I don't know if I have it upside down, but it sure seems like this is the wrong side, but we'll figure that out. Gonna have to figure out where these other hoses go, not sure. And right now what I was doing is this main engine harness wraps into the V of the engine bracket. So that means from here, this harness, this massive harness, all that would have to fit through there, and I just can't get it through there. It's not possible unless I hoist the engine up and take off the bracket and route it through there, and in any case, it's going to be impossible to ever get out. So I did see another video where a guy wrapped it similar to what I'm doing. I have it connected to the magnetic ride under here, then pushed all the way down and right, then on the engine bracket, and then it's tucking up to, I think this is a knock sensor, and then that dry sump oil line. And now under the car, now there's a lot more room for the collector here. You can already see where this started to burn a little bit. I'm surprised they don't have like a plate that protects all this, but essentially usually this line I think is on the inside and comes out from here. So I wish I could have it on the inside, but it's just not realistically feasible. So got that there. I think I'm going to just make sure the header clears again because the collector is quite massive here. And then maybe continue tomorrow, get the bell housing on and sort some things out. Look at the cabin filter that came out of this car. It's pretty impressive. Interesting. So I started working underneath. I have this new heat shielding for the transmission tunnel that I'm going to go ahead and start putting in, I think. Got something sorted up here, but I kind of have to get that put in before doing anything else. Through here, got all the stuff off and no real damage. Right now I have all the fuel lines and brake lines kind of tied together just to keep them snug when I try and fit that thing and cut it. A little damage here, and other than that, no real issues. Back here, what I didn't realize when I saw this is that this is the fuel connector hose that goes from passenger to driver side, and this is after I cleaned it some, and it was pretty charred. So this car is probably pretty close to fully catching on fire if that was to explode. This is the back of the car now. Before, the old shielding came to about here, so I'm going to try and get to around here. Got all this settled in. Couldn't get as far high as this, but everything is pretty good up here. Added a little strip there, cut out the shifter. Also took it out because the wires at the top got a little burned, so I'm gonna replace that. Have the shifter linkage mount here. Need to trim this. And back here, I wish I had essentially a whole another wrap to kind of make it one solid piece, but you're never going to see this. Here's everything. I'm going to cut the mount on this trans jack thing and try and tilt it with a little like joint I bought, so then I can actually get this fully in without it hitting the bumper. So gonna get that, and then I'll trim this stuff a little later. Change of plans. These that essentially cap onto here are too small, so I'm gonna have to order a new one, and for now I guess we'll just let it hang. But let's see if we can kind of push this in a little bit. Got the rear end all in, torque tube all in. This is not done. Got all these wires sorted, everything mounted on the supercharger. Pretty much everything short of the O2 sensors being wired a little bit higher on the torque tube and heat protected. Everything is sorted on the outside and electrical part of the car. Went to go start it, and the same thing as before, it just cranked and cranked and cranked, and the same 3 codes. So then I came over here and started digging around, and I went up and down, left and right. And this corner of the fuse box, which is the transmission harness corner, that block, half of these fuses were blown. So finally, I think the last answer to my problems is these 6 fuses here. So gonna get these in, and hopefully that fixes it. I'm like 95% sure there's literally nothing else left. I've gone up and down on this car, and this is the last thing, and of course the most obvious thing that I didn't check. But let's get these in and see if it turns on. There's this. Oh no, it's connected. Never mind. Something to do with fuel. It's got a fuel code.